Hello, FlossTube. Welcome back to my channel. This is FlossTube number 2. Hi everyone, welcome back. I am so glad you're here. Today, it's beautiful outside. It's really sunny and it's probably our last 80-degree day. If you know me in real life, you know that I live in northern Indiana and it's October. So cold weather's coming. October typically here, this is when the change happens. It could be like really hot at the beginning of the month and then by Halloween it could be snowing. That's actually what happened several years ago. So today is my son's birthday and we're gonna get out and enjoy the sunshine once he gets home from school and enjoy the warmth. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. This week I didn't get as much stitching done. It was pretty busy this week. This past week it was my daughter's last week of cross country and it was my son. He had soccer practice and actually his last soccer game is this coming weekend. And then we're done. We think we're gonna wind down for a little bit until, like holiday, other holiday events, basically around Thanksgiving. That's when that stuff starts picking back up again. But that's okay. I'm good with what I did. So let's get started with finishes. For finishes, I finished the Welcome to the North Pole stitch. It's actually a stitch along that finishes next month in November, but I finished that this week. That's something I mentioned last week that I was hoping to finish, and I'm hoping to fully finish it this weekend. I mean, it's not gonna be that hard to finish it because I already have the frame. So it's just a matter of, putting it around the sticky board, getting it to fit in a frame, things like that. This is the finish. Last week, all I had left was like the sleigh, and I think I had a little bit of the snowman, of the Santa's shirt. I think that's all that I had left. But I got that finished. Took me an extra day because I have kids and we're busy. But that's finished, so I'm pretty excited that that's finished. I think it's really cute, and now I can't wait to get it fully finished and hung up for Christmas. I used the called for fabric, which was light taupe, and the called for floss. It was a floss pack that Fat Quarter Shop put together. I would bet that Primrose Cottage probably had a floss pack for it too, but I can't remember. I know I ordered mine from Fat Quarter Shop. They also did like a button pack with it. I didn't add the buttons. To me, I felt it was fine without the buttons, so I just kind of left them. I can't remember even where all the buttons were, to be honest with you, since I didn't do them. But they do have one if you are interested in adding those kind of embellishments. Honestly, that's all I have for finishes. So let's move on to whips. I only have one whip for that as well. I was so focused on finishing this Welcome to North Pole Sow. There were no other whips that I worked on. This was the one that I worked on, which was Autumn Love by Lori Holt. I think I mentioned last week that I started this like a year ago. So, I mean, it's a big stitch. And I can't exactly remember where I was last week. This is going to hang down, but that's okay. But I worked on this yesterday. So I finished this, if I can hold it right. This frame with the pumpkin in the wagon, I completely finished that. And I know I had some of the shutter there, on this side and this side. I was really getting tired of flipping pages by going all the way down. So my plan was to finish like one full page, which was like a quarter of it. And this down here, the top of the shutter is all that's left in that. And then I'll move on down here and then I'll work on this side over here. All right. That's it for whips. Like I said, there's not, I didn't have a ton of stitching time. So that was pretty much, all I had at that point. Now let's move on to new starts. I have 2 new starts this week. I started both of them. I started one of them on Sunday night. I did a bunch of stitching on the weekend. Well, maybe not a bunch. I did some sewing and stitching on the weekend. And then Sunday night, I just wanted to stitch. I just wanted to cross stitch. So I got started on the Quilted Witch cross stitch by Lori Holt. Another large one that's going to take me a while. But so far, I'm enjoying it. So I'm going with it. And I'm just going to hold up this piece right here. This is where I am, which is the first like quilt star block. It is this one right here. Which on the picture, yes, it's the largest one, but doesn't look as big as it is. So I have all, and it's also really hard to see. It's like a really light gray that almost matches the fabric. Can you see it? Right here. I have all of that done, almost the green and the red. I have mentioned before that if I can't finish, like, you know, this and use all of the thread and move on to something else, I'll wait. Which is what happened right here. I'm pretty sure that when I pull out one thread for the green, I won't finish it. So I think the next one is like farther down. So I'll go back to that later. That is that start. So far, simple. I really enjoy it. My other new start is Primrose Cottage I Love Fall Most of All. This was in their latest Sip and Stitch box with another pattern called Autumn Quilt. This is how far I've gotten on it. Much smaller than the other one. And I think, let me hold this up. It might be easier to see like that. I started this one this morning. Typically in the mornings when I get up, I will eat some breakfast. And if I have time, before I have to get my now 6-year-old up, I will stitch some. And I usually make sure and try and be up so I can do a little bit because I do enjoy it. I think that this one's going to go pretty quick. I'm also kind of hoping it goes pretty quick so that I can do the autumn quilt one as well and then maybe finish them at the same time. Okay, that's all that I have for new starts. Let's go into quilting. Quilting this week, I don't have any actual quilting, so we'll move ahead on to other stitching. My other stitching this week, I wanted to get a jump start on this. I have time, but I had mentioned in my last FlossTube that I wanted to work on a nativity felt panel by Jennifer Long, and I did start that this weekend. I got the case. I will show you with the case all put together. With the case all completely put together. There's a pocket right here on the front. There's a pocket right here on the back with the handles. My handles, I did some detail stitching. It's not great, but this is the first time I've ever made anything like this. So, and it's for a 2-year-old. She's not gonna know. When you open the case though, it opens and it has 2 pockets here, one here and one here. And all of these pockets are gonna hold all the pieces. There are a ton of pieces. I've gotten all of the pieces cut out. The stabilizer is on them. There's also stabilizer on this. And I've got all the felt cut for each piece. They're rough cuts, so they're not exact. That way I can go ahead and stitch it and then I can kind of cut around it, which is what I did with this one. This is the North Star. You can kind of see I stitched right up next to where the image is, and then I cut, you know, like a border around it. On each piece, they have 2 borders. They have this cream border, and then they have kind of like a light gray tannish border. And I cut the light gray border off and only cut to the cream one. It just, for me, that's what made the most sense. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to leave them like this, but I'm still debating on whether or not I should sew a little bit closer to the tan border so that there's not as much of a, like, I don't know what you want to call that, like an edge. You can kind of see right there, like this edge. I haven't decided. My husband said that for what I'm doing and for a 2-year-old, I should just leave it the way that it is. You can stick the little pieces inside the pocket. I think she's going to love this. I was going to make it her advent calendar, but I haven't fully decided if I'm going to make it an advent calendar and give her a couple pieces a day, or just give it to her. I may give it to her. And then her and my 6-year-old they'll play with it together. That's all I have for other stitching. I will say though, when it comes to stitching and quilting, I might not have worked on any quilting, but I have looked at quilting. And this past week, Lella Boutique, she released her, I wouldn't say she released it, but she shared her newest fabric line, Hey Boo, that comes out April 2024. I am obsessed. You guys, I am so obsessed with this fabric line. I want it all. I want lots and lots and lots and lots of it. My budget doesn't want lots and lots and lots and lots of it, but I do. I have seen all the patterns. I want to make every single pattern there is. I want the panel. I want it all. So I am really contemplating pre-ordering that. I just don't know how much of it I'm going to pre-order, because it gets expensive, and my budget is you have 4 children and Christmas to pay for. So, gotta find balance. The other quilt that I'm contemplating starting is the Adore quilt. I know they're doing a quilt along with that. Moda Fabric is doing a quilt along with that this month for their, what's it called? Stitch Pink. I won't finish it in a month. There's no way. I'm not at the skill level to finish it that quickly. But the more I look at it, the more I love it. And I already have the lighthearted fabric. I have, I think I have a half-yard bundle of it. So I should have enough fabric. I might be a little short on the red. And I will insert a picture of the Adore quilt pattern right here. That way you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. I'm thinking about it. It might be fun to have it done before Valentine's Day. I think it would be a cute, fun Valentine's Day quilt to have ready to go. All right, let's move on to haul. My haul this week is a little bit larger than it was supposed to be, but I'm kind of okay with it. So the first thing I got in my haul this week was the Weeks Dye Work Kohl. I have, how many do I have? 3. I bought 3 of them. This goes with the Salem Apothecary. When I ordered this previously, they didn't have enough of the floss in stock. So I just, I ordered some more to make sure I have that ready to go and kitted. Probably not till next year, but at least I won't have to worry about getting anything for it when I'm ready to stitch. I also ordered the Simply Jelly Rolls book by It's So Emma. And I went back and forth on this. I thought that they were cute, but I wasn't sure if I really wanted it. And then there's a particular pattern in here that suckered me in. I mean, they're all adorable. Let's just be real. But which one is it? It is the Bakewell quilt. This one right here. And before I really got into quilting, I saw this fabric, it's like a mini jelly roll. It was at, where was it? Michael's. So it's not much. I know people have thoughts about fabric from Joann's, Michael's, things like that. I'm fine with it. But I thought it'd be really cute for my younger daughter. And I think I'm going to make this quilt with it. I did buy 2 of those jelly rolls though, because I think that they are not the same size as a normal jelly roll. So I'm going to go with it, see if this works. If I don't have enough, then I might just I could probably just make a smaller quilt with this. Instead of going 5 across, I might be able to do 4. She's 2. She'll need a massive one. So, but I saw this one and I was like, oh, I think that's what I'm going to use that for. I also got I am part of the Beach Boardwalk from Country Cottage Needleworks, their club with Fat Quarter Shop. So this week the Boardwalk sign came in. I have started stitching these, but I just took a break for it because I was ready for fall. So I'll probably get this back out in the spring or something, or summer. I don't know. And then I also bought the Lori Holt Stitch Card P. I accidentally bought 2 of these, so heads up if you're interested in this one later today. And then I bought a bunch of Stitching with the Housewives patterns for a few reasons. There were 2 flash sales this week that I was interested in. And so I went and I bought those. And that was the Hello Winter by Stitching with the Housewives. I thought this was really cute with the snowmen. So I got this. This was one of the flash sales. So with it, that's what made me order the Simply Jelly Rolls and the Stitch Card P. I think that's what I got with those. And then the other flash sale was some 27 count Black Linda. I have no actual, no plans for this one. It's just going to go in my stash. I might actually stitch this winter one on it, or one of these other patterns that I got from Stitching with the Housewives. The first one was Autumn Leaves and Pumpkins Please. Well, I think it's just called Pumpkins Please. I have wanted this one since it came out. So I was already placing an order, so I just jumped on it and ordered that one. And then the other one is the Kitty Candy Corn. I think these signs are so cute. I think last week I mentioned the farmhouse sign that I'm going to change the colors on, and this reminds me of it. And they just released a gingerbread one that's really cute, but I don't know if I want to do it in black. So, on a black fabric. So I need to figure out how I want to alter that one. Might be kind of cool to find a gingerbread colored fabric. I don't know. I haven't figured that out, but I'm going to alter. I think I'm going to alter that one as well. That is it for haul. Next up is the giveaways. This week I have 3 giveaways for you guys. I just want to let you know, in order to enter, you need to be a U.S. resident, 18 years of age or old, since I need to ask for your address. You need to be a subscriber, and you need to leave a comment answering the question. What is a good question? What is your favorite designer to stitch? Stitching with the Housewives, Primrose Cottage, Lori Holt, Country Cottage Needlework, Spin Creek, Teresa Kogut. There's so many out there. Tell me what your favorite designer is. Last week, I also did a giveaway for my first FlossTube. If you want to enter that giveaway ends next week. So you can go ahead, watch that video, and find out about the giveaways there. And I'll link that video up here in the cards here, one of the 2. I'll link it somewhere. And you guys can go to that video. And the first giveaway is the Lori Holt Stitch Card P. I just showed that in my haul. This is the second set that I accidentally bought. If you want this, leave a comment with the number 1. Number 2, leave a number 2 if you want the Welcome to the North Pole by Primrose Cottage. This is the one that I stitched, so you might find that it's not in perfectly mint condition. It's totally fine. There's no markings or anything on it. But, Christmas is coming, and maybe you're interested in stitching this one. Leave a number 2. And the third giveaway is a stitch that I did last year. It was another stitch along with Nicole Spohr. That is the Old Fashioned by Shannon Christine. Guys, I loved this one. I thought this one was so fun, fairly easy. If white's not your thing, there's a lot of it. But I really, really enjoyed it. Her finishing is adorable. I have yet to finish this one, and I think I'm going to finish it different, and I think I know how I'm going to finish it. It's just a matter of finding the finishing piece that will fit on this. If you are interested in this, leave the number 3, and then down below I will leave her finishing tutorial or one of her lives. If she's got a whole playlist for this stitch along, I'll just leave the playlist. But if not, I will leave the finishing tutorial down below, so you can see how she finished it. It's cute. If I can't find what I need, how I want to finish this, if I can't find the finishing piece for it, I may end up doing it similar to hers. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you're working on stitching this weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.